All right.
You're live. Okay.
Oh.
One.
Well, welcome to the Minifan Mash number, 6, right? No, 5. We didn't do Monday.
But who's counting?
John, you've been on every single one, so
yeah, exactly.
you would know.
I wasn't on yesterday. I wasn't on the one fucking day that
we know.
mattered.
We're thankful.
How are you feeling?
I wasn't on with you guys earlier. You guys got trashed.
It is what it is. All right, so we're gonna talk about motor racing, auto sports today. Mainly Formula One, but then John insisted to join, so we'll have to open up the horizon a little bit and talk about NASCAR. So let's see how NASCAR goes. Left.
Like I said, John already has the wardrobe to be a NASCAR fan.
So I do. I'm like a NASCAR fan, and my hair can't get cut yet, so I have to mullet. Pocono's going on this weekend, though. I guess it's like a back-to-back race up in Pocono. I've been up there. It's a fun time up there, man. That's a cool race, and there's 3 turns in that race.
Where's Pocono?
Really?
Where's Pocono?
Where is Pocono? It's like right outside of Scranton. It's about 45 minutes away, but yeah, it's back-to-back. So usually they have one at the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year.
Yep.
So it's back-to-back now.
All right, so I guess we'll go around. So how did you get into motorsports? Jamie, if you want to go first.
It's a pretty big thing down here in Australia, and growing up, we've had pretty good Australians that have gone through Formula One, like Alan Jones. Webber was okay, and now we got Ricciardo, so it's constantly just going to be as long as we can continue.
Who do you think it's better, Ricciardo or Webber?
Ricciardo.
Really?
Webber was bad for the first part of his career, then he got a couple of wins once Red Bull started to get the right car around him. But I think Ricciardo with the right car around him would be a lot better. He just hasn't had a lot of luck so far.
I think they both are gonna be forever number 2s. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I think you gotta wait for for someone that's really gonna bring the championship back to Australia.
It'll be my son.
Yeah, maybe. How about you, MHO? How'd you get into the sport?
Well, before I answer that, I wanted to give a shout out to Tommy Johns, where he's sporting the polo from them. Great partner for Kirkman. And we're supposed to remind everybody to go to kirkminahanshow.com, sign up for the mailing list, make sure that everybody is doing that. And
are you're a Kirk fan?
Dave, yeah, I'm on. I'm not going to say anything about Erica crying on. He was crying on Erica's shoulder. I know you sent me the pic of her crying. Okay,
Nick, can you mute him? Mute him, please, Nick.
Okay, I missed Stella too. All right. Okay, bye. That guy is needy. Jeez. Okay, how did I get into motorsports? Well, so here in the U.S., there was a channel, Speed Channel, that would rebroadcast the Formula One race. So I was into NASCAR a little bit, but they would rebroadcast the Formula One race at night. And so at the end of halfway through the 2003 season, I just started watching them. When I was in college at the time, and Sunday night, nothing really going on, so turn on the race and just fell in love with it. Saw Schumacher go out there and just dominate that season and the next season, just rocking it in the
you
Ferrari.
Sound like you love NASCAR or some shit.
I did really love it. I'm originally from North Carolina, but so I did really love it, but then just sort of over the last 3 years kind of fell out of it. It sort of drifted away. I prefer Formula One.
And it's interesting because Americans usually don't like Formula One, so it's interesting and rare to find.
True. There's a lot of people that like Formula One around here.
No, but it's not like Jamie in Australia and where I come from. Like it's almost like the second or third sport.
Yeah, it's kind of like a soccer situation where it's huge around the world and it's so minor here. I could give
exactly.
You that. Yes.
And well, I guess for me it's like Jamie, right? I grew up watching Formula One after soccer was my second favorite sport. It's big, so that's my love for Formula One. We'll talk more about that. But how about you, John? I know you don't understand Formula One, but what's
Formula? I'm into like a real motorsport where they have the biggest motors and they call it top fuel because it's the fastest. Not some little European guy driving around a track. So top fuel. I've been going to NHRA races in Maple Grove, Reading. Since my dad used to drag me there when I was a baby, and I would cry the whole time until I was about 8. And then I appreciate the fact that car just went a quarter mile in 3 fucking seconds. And it's basically like a rocket ship. And Joe Amato's actually from Scranton. He's like the best drag car racer ever. So one of the guys that was in his pit crew was like best friends with my dad. So we used to always get to sit in the pit and everything. I fucking love NHRA though.
Is NHRA the one that they run on the dirt? Or
no, NHRA is just straight drag racing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So
I always tell
cars,
people
ones that would have the huge wing on the back, drag racers,
Okay.
It's
and then funny car and everything too. Go ahead.
It's one thing to say, a car going 200 or in top fuel, 300 miles an hour. Like it's one thing to say that, but then to actually see a car go that fast is unbelievable.
So my dad,
somebody's strapped into that.
I got my dad one year. It's like one of those dream things where you could get them like drive a Ferrari or something, but you're able to drive a drag racer, and he did it, and it was like he said it just like your eyeballs like feel like they're detached, the G-force and shit. I mean, you're going like up a track in 4 seconds, a quarter mile. That's insane, like So, but they're crazy. Crashes are fun, but they're dangerous.
What would you say it's your favorite driver, John? Like, in motorsports.
And I would go. I mean, he doesn't race anymore, but Joe Amato. When I was a little kid, like he was like the fucking rock star of drag racing. John Force is cool. John Force is cool just because he's just a huge dirtbag and like just has killed funny car racing his whole life. And now his daughters just are everywhere and they're all smoke shows. And
how about you, Jamie? Favorite driver? Formula One all the time.
Formula One all time, probably Jensen Button. Just the English connection. He was the guy I loved. But and then now,
how about you, MHO?
It's got to be Daniel Ricciardo. I just think he was just the coolest. He's the guy you feel like you could hang out with. And
how old are you? How old are you guys? Yeah, you're like 30.
Me and Jamie are the same age, and he looks like he has his life together so much more than me. I'm 30.
How about you, MHO? Are you on the 30s as well?
35. Yeah.
Shit, you look like you're 18. Why is your name MHO?
I gotta eat more sandwiches.
My favorite all the time it's gotta be Senna. Senna is my favorite, followed by Schumacher. I think I never saw.
I've only seen highlights of Senna. If I go all time what I've seen highlights of, it'd probably be Nicky.
So, what's Schumacher's full name? Is it Tony? It's not Tony Schumacher. There's a Tony Schumacher that's an NHRA racer. He's like one of the best NHRA. Yeah, he's maybe their brother.
So Michael is from Germany. He's German.
And his son's racing now in the GP too.
Yeah, he's actually been on intensive care for like the past 5 years. He was like skiing in the Alps in Switzerland and like hit his head on a rock, and he's been out of the world for 5 years. But he was retired already. Yeah. Anyway. How about current lineup? Who is your or generation? Let's say like last 5 years. Who is your favorite and least favorite driver?
Sebastian Vettel.
Favorite?
No, least favorite.
No, what's the favorite and least favorite?
Current group probably. Fuck, I don't know. I don't want to say Ricciardo until next year, but
So, aren't they bringing an F1 race to Texas or something? I heard. Aren't they bringing one to America?
Yeah, they have one in Austin, but it's been going on for a while.
It's not on the card schedule. But
when I worked for Red Bull. Who is their racer now?
Verstappen.
Verstappen and
there's like a big conspiracy going on when I worked for Red Bull. I remember that. Yeah.
When did you work there? A couple of years ago?
It was about 4 years ago. So it was right when they transferred over from I think they had Mercedes Vettel. And then they got a new car and a new drive. It was a big ordeal, I remember, because
so they had Vettel, which
Vettel.
5 straight championships, and then they switched to Verstappen.
Yeah,
but how about you? So my favorite, it's Alonso. He's my favorite.
Nice
generation driver, and the one I hate the most is Lewis Hamilton. I can't fucking stand Lewis Hamilton. He's such a tool. He's good. He wins, but I think he has the best car. That's why he wins all the time.
Until next year, he's probably my favorite at the moment. So
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny his talent. I mean, even his rookie season, I mean, he shows his talent, but he's definitely picked up the worst tattoos in motorsports. That's for sure. I mean, that's just disappointing. You see the sleeves and on him, just not a good look. But
that doesn't bother me as much. But his demeanor with the team, like when the radio comes up and he's not leading. He's like, "Come on, guys! What the fuck? What are you guys?" So like his whole demeanor, like diminishing everyone and make everyone feel like crap. I mean, I don't know if he's a team guy and he's just like explosive, but he doesn't sound like he's. He's liked.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that clip when? So the year that Rosberg won the championship a couple of years ago. And Lewis beat him just barely. It was, a 1-2 finish, but he took the second place hat and he kind of flipped it at him. It was like, yeah, second place. This is garbage just for you. It was, that showed you.
Well, and
they hated each other.
Well, remember the last race, the race that Nico got the title. He was holding the first place with the Ferrari behind, right, or something like that. Because if the Ferrari passed him, he would be the champion or something like that. He was slowing down, so Nico would be in trouble. Until like Toto Wolff came in and said, "Hey, speed up, don't be an asshole." But I don't know.
I want to say that it's probably a driver lineup that I hate the most right now has to be the Haas team. So you've got Grosjean and Magnussen, who neither one of them are any good. Magnussen drives like a maniac. If you watch any of the in-car film on him, he's like weaving back and forth. He's just awful. Like it's the most hateable lineup on the only American team.
Yeah,
right? So just there's no way I can even get behind them because just the lineup is so awful. Like don't even.
And this lineup has been like 4 years together. Like they haven't changed in a while, and they just renewed for one more year. Right? I don't understand.
It's because they don't have to pay him much, and Haas doesn't have a lot of money. Like, remember Australia a couple of years ago? They couldn't pay their catering staff. They were verging of going bankrupt before race day. Like, they get two drivers that are shit for cheap. Grosjean gets to be a number one, even though he'll never be a number one.
Well, I mean, if you want to succeed, you got to invest somehow. They got what the Ferrari engines and the chassis, right?
Yeah.
They outsourced both. They got to have a better lineup.
If I was them, I'd be throwing money at George Russell next year. Once you get rid of Hassel Magnussen, put George Russell.
He has a
I know he's in a shit team now, but he's got a big future. He did good things in the lower tiers.
Oh, yeah. But sometimes it doesn't translate, right? We all know that being successful in the lower tiers doesn't mean that they're going to be successful at the big leagues.
John, is Erica texting you too?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
Contrary to popular belief.
Yeah.
You got her number. Maybe Jerry's consultant.
Me, Jerry consulting, and Erica in a group chat.
What's John?
For you guys, I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Breakdown sends nobody in the only comment we have is actually about NHRA. Just shout out to me. Breaking down Formula One, how does it work? Is it a point season? How do they break down the season?
So 20 on a Grand Prix, one race on a weekend, 25 points to the winner. I think it's 18 points for number 2, and then it drops on a sliding scale by 2 points once you get below that.
Is there a league or is there qualifying for each race?
Yeah, qualifying is on the Saturday of the GP.
Drivers.
20 cars on the grid. You get 1 point for the fastest lap.
So they're trying to Formula One got bought by an American company conglomerate.
Shout out America.
So they're trying to make it more of a show business than only sport. So they added this 1 point for the fastest drive, 1 point for the most leads per lap per race. But the qualifying is basically you have the 20 cars, what they call Q1. 5 cars get eliminated, so the 5 lowest get eliminated in 10 minutes, and then the next 10 minutes is Q2 with 15 cars. 5 lowest get eliminated, and then Q3 is the 10 cars, and they fight for pole position.
These are probably dope video games.
Oh, yeah,
it is. Oh, yeah.
You got to get the next F1 that's coming out. It's the best. You
play it online with other people. I trust you with 2 things: F1 and whatever rugby team we like. How's our team doing? And I had to pay money to be a fan of this team.
We don't really want to get
like, if you want to be a fan, it's only $20. I was like,
you don't have to be.
I love
this.
this. What kind of fan base do you need to pay to be in? I'm on board. I am on
You don't have to. Like, I supported him for a couple of years without being a member, but it's so cheap to be an international member. I thought, $20.
Was that like the Packers? How like you could be a part owner if you just buy stock in the Packers because they're like a publicly owned team?
Not so much a part owner, but you get a lot of things that non-members get. Like you'll get team list first, you'll get ticket opportunities. Like if they ever make the finals, you get first shot at the finals.
What is that? Footy?
Rugby league.
Rugby.
Does the owner send you YouTube videos? Different mailing list. Different mailing list. Sorry.
Different mailing.
No, the CEO does, but he talks a lot. But we just sacked our coach, which sucks. It's not his fault, the predicament we're in, and we got thrashed 50-6 on Friday night. So,
all right, cool. So we're doing that.
I won $300 off it, so I can't complain. So
there you go. That's my boy hedging bets against the team. He told me.
How big is the league? How big is rugby in Australia? Is it big?
It's probably the second biggest winter sport in Australia behind AFL, which I'm more of a fan of, but it's a lot more expensive to be a member of an AFL club. So,
hey, John, footy. To go back to NHRA, I don't understand how the race weekend works because there's like heat races and stuff. So like how do they qualify?
Theirs is a weekend. So Thursday is first qualifying, and Thursday, like if you go on into the qualifying days, that's when like the locals have their race. So each racetrack has their own race. So and then NHRA is part of that race. So like Thursday will be NHRA qualifying, but then like they'll just have like Chargers and all those kind of old school cars drag racing. And then Saturday or Friday is the same thing, and usually the championship for their race. And then Friday and Saturday are final qualifying for NHRA. So NHRA is drag racing, funny cars, stock cars, which are they're kind of like NASCARs or stock cars, motorcycles, and then they do like trucks and stuff, you know what I mean? Like then there's like that weird class where you could have a motorcycle versus a truck kind of a thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of just engine quality. That's called alcohol racing. So you could have any car that uses alcohol. It could be a bike. It could be
at the high school with some people did that.
Yeah. So alcohol racing is like the lowest level of it. But I mean, top fuel is using nitro. And then Sunday is the race. And then that's literally, they just do a bracket. So it's a bracket and then we're based off where you qualified, and then
Sunday. How big are the engines? Horsepower-wise,
they go a quarter mile. Well, now the race is 1,000 feet, but they go pretty much a quarter mile in like 3.5.
No, the engines like horsepower.
So I don't know what their horsepower is. It's got to be fucking. I mean, they have 8 pistons out of each side, dude. They have 8 pistons on each side, 8 fucking exhaust. I mean, you've seen those cars. It's basically an engine in a fucking aero body. You know, like they had to put the wheelie bars in because the force of them was so strong. It was just lifting the cars up like this.
Right.
You know, a parachute at the back to stop them when they get to the end.
They have to stop with the parachute. They pull a parachute at the end of the race because the end of the tracks aren't usually big enough. So at the end of the track, they'll put a bunch of sand, and it's real rare somebody goes into the sand. But sometimes the parachute doesn't deploy. And
so are those tracks usually like a straight, or is it like part of a bigger track?
No, it's just a drag track. Yeah. And they take care of that track. Like they have guys walking up and down the fucking track all race with fucking like thermometers and shit. Like the weather really changes how the cars are. Like if it's a nice, cool, crisp day, which usually when I go to Maple Grove, it's in the middle of like October. So it's like a nice, crisp, brisk day. You could get those cars going 400 miles an hour, dude. Wow.
So you bring up a good topic like of the weather, and one thing that I don't like about NASCAR is the fact that they don't drive on rain. Right, it needs to be a clear day, and I understand because of like the angle of the tracks and all, but it kind of pisses me off. Like, hey, only when it's sunny. If it's not sunny, you cannot race.
Yeah. On the road courses in the mid tier series. So Xfinity is the mid tier series. They do on road course. They have it. And I thought they were going to put it in the top tier on the road courses as well. But everywhere else they use slicks.
Rain.
They don't race when it's oval. They do not race.
When it's oval, they don't. Yeah, but if it's a road course,
if it's rain and drag race, dude, they have this thing. Oh my god, that's crazy. They go in the rain.
Yeah, they pushed it to the next day, which is so fun. Imagine if you like bought tickets and you're flying out the next day, and they push it back. You got to reschedule your
every
holiday.
time I go to the drag races, it rains. Like it gets canceled every time I go there.
Oh, so yeah, but drag race I understand because like they can stop.
11,000 horsepower gauges. 11,000 horsepower. 8,000 pounds.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What's up, bud?
Dude, when they start a race, the first thing they do is burn the tires out. And when they have a stop motion of one of those tires, you know how big those drag races.
Yeah, they flex.
Yeah.
When they show a stop motion of it, the force of the actual car flattens the tire. That's how it just flattens.
No, don't do that on the camera. Go
Fuck, Jamie.
It's my son playing with his stupid police car.
Wait, Nick, kick him out, Nick.
Whatever he's doing is more interesting than us.
Bring him to talk about race.
Yeah.
Think about the Australian champion. The next future Australian champion.
Is he in the car? Is he in the karting? Is he going to kart?
He's going to be. He's only 3. Me and my father-in-law are probably going to get him one for Christmas and get him into the seasons next year. So yes, Formula 1 car.
It's crazy when you think about like some of the greatest drivers, like they start karting at 3, 4 years old. I mean, they ride on motorcycles or karting.
So he can ride a motorbike. We're country people. He can ride a motorbike. No, don't do that here. Go back and watch TV.
It's also something that's not popular, right, in the U.S. Like go-karting. It's not easy to find.
Yeah, it's
maybe in the South it is, but up here I've never seen much.
But a lot of guys in NASCAR got their start in legend cars, and because Jeff Gordon he grew up in Indiana, then moved to California, and there's tons of track in California as well.
Right.
It depends on where you go, but people like Jimmy Johnson, he was racing dirt bikes at 3. Danica Patrick was racing karts at 8, and there is a way to get in. But then there's guys today like Joey Logano who grew up just doing the legend cars or midget cars on there's a little 8th mile track inside of the bigger tracks that they were running.
Yeah, racing is not a cheap sport, right? You gotta have enough means to invest on it. That's the problem.
And that's why your favorite driver is Sergio Perez. Right?
I know, yeah. He basically buys a seat,
So John, if you have enough money or enough, a rich enough family, you can buy a seat in F1. So like Lance Stroll, he's 19 or 20 years old. His dad is a billionaire. He bought a team for him. He bought a team for him to have.
Basically, like any motorsports, you just gotta, if you have money. I mean, usually it's kind of like NASCAR, how in NHRA where one guy will own like 4 drivers. You know what I mean? But then they have different color cars and shit, but the same team.
Right. Yeah. Look at NASCAR and Kyle Busch. Like he has like 2 cars in each team.
Remember last year, Sergei Sirotkin, right? He had a seat at Williams because of it. He brought all the Russian money and had a seat, and he sucked. No, 2 years ago, right? 2018.
Yeah.
But that's what sucks about it.
Look at that New Zealand guy, Brendan Hartley. He was a one-and-done guy. He just paid his way into the Toro Rosso team. And was shit, and he's gone now.
So predictions. What do you guys think this season?
I get my coffee.
So I'm going to say in Formula 1, Hamilton picks up his 7th, but I think Verstappen finishes 2nd in the drivers' championship this year. I think Honda makes some gains on the power, and then probably Leclerc finishes 3rd. I think
you have to go keep
top 3.
Yeah, as much as it pains me, I think Mercedes will get a new one. Like with Hamilton 7th. I'm hoping for Vettel to just destroy everything and get a big contract next year. Everybody. But no, destroying do have a good season, but I think Ferrari is done with him. They're gonna just Leclerc and move on.
Are you guys? Is that league racing right now? Are they're live?
Starts up next week. Next weekend.
Yeah,
next weekend, 3rd and 5th of July is the start at
Australia. Yeah, but it's all fucked up. It's usually 18 to 20 races. This year was supposed to be 20 races, and they already canceled a bunch. And they are doing not double headers, but back-to-back weekends in the same country.
Yeah, so they started with 2 in Austria.
Yeah, 2 in Austria, 2 in Italy, 2 in England, I think.
And then Hungary and Spain and Belgium.
There's not even a calendar set for the year. They're just going with the flow. So it might be an asterisk on this year's championship anyway.
It has to be it's a sprint basically. I know. I think
John, like Formula One cars are so complex in terms of aerodynamics that one car might be good in one track and not be good in the next one, right? So by having a shorter calendar, right, with back-to-back races in the same circuit, you might be favoring one team versus the other. So that's why
do they get a shot at the track before the actual race? Is it like bobsledding where they know their turn exactly? It's got to be like that.
So they start at Thursday, like practice Thursday, Friday, and then qualifying on Saturday.
And these are like through like cities too, aren't they? Like these just run through cities.
Some of them.
Yeah, there are some road tracks, but most are like
course.
Courses, yes. Yeah, they call circuits.
Those city ones are nuts because you just have people lining the streets. You know what I mean? That's nuts.
Yeah, so Australia is half road, half track. Monaco is the most famous ones, all on roads. And they have now one in Singapore that's also road, but most of them are tracks.
Yeah. That's cool.
How about you, Jamie? Your predictions for the year?
I think because it's only going to be a sprint, Leclerc is a real good chance because he's good over a couple of weekends if they can have the car set up right, especially back-to-back at a couple of races. Mm-hmm. If they can get a good setup, particularly at Austria and even Silverstone because Ferrari's got that fast car. If he can get good performances in those races, take points away from Hamilton and Bottas, he's at every chance. But, I think Hamilton's probably going to get another one, which will be 7, I think. 6 was last year.
7, yeah. It's unbelievable. It's
I think that could be easy. That could be it for him.
But think about talking about aerodynamics. Maybe there's a shot for both Red Bull and Ferrari, right? If they tune the car for those tracks, if they know in advance. Exactly. Like Ferrari was doing very well with long straights last year, right?
Yeah, but Mercedes now has the dual axis steering where they're going to straighten the tires when they go down the straight, so they're going to pick up some of that speed that they've been giving up.
Why do you guys keep saying like Mercedes, Ferrari? Are those different teams? Like Ferrari Mercedes as a team. So like the car company itself is a team.
Exactly.
And they're competing their best F1 car versus Ferrari or Mercedes best. Oh, that's cool. See, I didn't know that. It's not in any way. There's not.
There's some teams like you look at Red Bull, they're Aston Martin. I think they're Honda engines now.
What happened? We switched from Aston Martin, Ferrari to Aston Martin or one of them. It was a big ordeal.
So they call it workers team, right? So there's Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda with Red Bull and Renault. That's it, right? For workers team. Yeah. And then they have other teams that they use those engines, but they buy it. Right, so it's the same engine basically. Yeah, there are customers that it's the same engine.
This must be such a corrupt motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Gotta be. I love that shit. I love when shit's like. That's why I love soccer because it's just a fucking disaster. Everybody
and they have in contract
and foreign borders. Like I love that.
They have in contract that they need to give the same engine, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories that they never send the same engine to their customers.
There's always a little tweak here or there.
Kill switch.
To save money, sometimes they'll say, "Well, give us last year's engine. Don't give us this." So, like, at the very back of the grid that are doing that kind of stuff.
Cool.
I thought we can also, if anybody is interested in more about motorsports, maybe we should encourage people to check out a local track. I mean, it's a cheap date. I mean, it's inexpensive to go to. Who knows? You might like it. Go spend a Friday or Saturday night at a local dirt track or an asphalt
go-kart
track. Yeah, go-karting. Yeah, go to X1 Boston or
if you're in Mass, there's X1 Boston in Braintree. And I don't know, John, if there's no minifans in Scranton, but it's only go find a go-karting place. Oh, there's more.
Nobody's noticed me yet, so.
So I would recommend you going to a go-kart place. Just go run with your friends. It's super fun.
You tell me to go go-karting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've done it thousands of times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have one by us that's like they have little NASCARs, but these are like the super fucking fast go-karts. So and they have like a NASCAR track, they have like a drift track. Those are fun. You ever go on one of those, the drift track?
Tracks are the best. We have
We have like a crazy go-kart place by us, but cool. And then like the country kids up by me all have fucking I had a friend who had a golf cart growing up because we lived in South Scranton, so it's like the city, and he had like a system in it and shit. It was cool.
All right, guys, I need to leave so Miss LK can come in. So I'll see you guys next time. All right.
Bye.
Okay.
We'll wait for your wife.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask him if he got the bacon. Oh man, she's gonna be so pissed if he didn't.
Jesus Christ.
I'm wearing a windbreaker because it's the middle of winter here.
It's winter time now?
Yeah, it's fucking freezing. I'm still breathing steam, and it's like what 9 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning.
Hey, we definitely produce a lot of buzz with this show.
Oh yeah, was anybody looking? Like,
comments. If dumbass is the only comment, then you're in trouble. He's like, it's not even worth fucking trolling. Nick, what are we doing here? You can bring them in if you want. I have to stay on for 10 minutes with them, I think, unless they're good to go. Who is it? Just you two guys and Mrs. LK?
Yeah.
I think so.
Nice.
All right. We'll have fun.
Yeah. See you guys later.
We will.
What are you guys talking? Disney?
Yeah.
Talking Disney.
Talking Disney? All right, cool. I'll wait on here until Mrs. LK gets on. So what's up,
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Are you guys in different rooms right now?
Yeah.
We're in different rooms.
That's weird. You guys should have done it on the same camera.
Nah, that would be
Should have done it back to back. Different cameras.
Yeah. Do you want me to go sit in the corner in your room?
Yeah. That'd be funny. So what kind of Disney are we talking? I wasn't a huge Disney fan. I like Disney animated movies, but I hate Disney live action movies, and I hated the Disney Channel. So tell me on why that's stupid.
I think we're going to be talking parks mainly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of news this week.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, guys. You guys are good to go. You don't need to teach me anything, right?
No.
Okay,
You can
bye.
watch after.
I love you guys.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So, Christian, you want to start with the news?
Sure. Do we want the controversial news first or just neutral news?
I don't know. I think the controversial.
Yeah, let's get that over with.
Yeah.
All right. So they're closing Splash Mountain, which pains me to say because it's my favorite ride.
But hold on. Don't misrepresent, please.
How am I misrepresenting?
Okay, they're not like gonna demolish the ride, right? Unless I misinterpreted the article. I read that they're refurbing it and spinning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The ride is staying there as is. They're just swapping out the aesthetic.
Right.
It's like the Maelstrom, how they changed that to Frozen.
But that aesthetic, losing that aesthetic, Christian, is just gonna ruin you.
Yes. I like I like those characters.
About it. Okay.
Burr Rabbit, Burr Fox, Burr Bear. They're like Looney Tunes characters in the park. And I just like the story, the songs, the classic Disney songs. Those are going away. Zippity Doo Dah, Laughing Place. It's sad, but at the same time, I can't defend the decision. I mean, that IP has so many problematic ties that they kind of have to get rid of it.
And I looked it up, it was like 1949, I think. Like Song of the South it is, I think, right?
Yeah.
Song of the South. I
don't think I've ever seen it. I might have read a book.
It's not a good it's not a good movie aside from the controversy. It's boring. The best parts are the 3-minute cartoon segments.
How did you feel when when Mr. Toad's Wild Ride went away?
I don't remember Mr. Toad at all, honestly. I was very young when that went away, and I don't ever remember riding it.
Did you remember that? Do you remember it? It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, wasn't it?
I don't know.
When did it close? Was it in the 90s, right? Or like,
yeah, I want to say like
Had to be late 90s.
15 years ago. Like that's where the Winnie the Pooh ride is now, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still newish.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any connection to that character, I guess. Whereas Splash Mountain.
Been in anything.
What is it?
I only knew him from the ride.
Mr. Toad?
Yeah, but it had like
He's
a
got,
sense of nostalgia for Disney, like the first
Yeah.
time it was there. But
And I think that's why a lot of people, I mean, there are some people that agree with, what's going on with Splash, and then you have those nostalgic fans, especially with the Great Movie Ride. Like one of my best friends was, also distraught over it, and it was kind of like the end of the world for her and many others, because it's still a staple. I mean, I understand that many of the new park goers won't understand really what those movies are. I mean, I feel like everyone knows Wizard of Oz and everyone knows Tarzan and Alien, but I guess that's just me. Like I can't speak for these newer generations. So I get it. And then I also get that Disney is trying to be progressive, and as we've been talking about, it has those negative ties with that movie. So it's like, but I guess, I don't know. I would hate to see it go, but I guess we kind of just move on from it.
yeah. Plus, I think Disney does it too, because you figure, folks like us, like we all go at least once a year, right?
Yeah.
But we're not the typical Disney goer. I mean, right? I mean, think the typical family of 4 probably can only afford to go every 4 years, and
right,
and it's a big thing. But if it's the same rides every single time, that maybe they're just like, yeah, we don't need to go again, So I think Disney, to some degree, wants to just keep it interesting, like you said, the Maelstrom, like turning that into a Frozen ride. I mean, that was brilliant, right? The Maelstrom ride was lame, right?
Yeah,
I never.
I like that weird stuff, like Spaceship Earth and Living with the Land.
Well, I'm with you on that one. And the land, everything in the land, I love.
I mean, but you're right though. It's like those people who can only go every so often probably want to experience something new, whereas we're like, okay, well, this was here last time, we're going again now. Like, I don't know. It's just, I get it. But still, it's just, like, I remember there were rumors about them changing Aerosmith, and I think they might be at some point.
Really?
If they have,
next.
The contract between Aerosmith and Disney is up soon, I think. And I don't know if they were going to transform it into a different group, or for some reason I thought that's where they would do the Mickey and Minnie roller coaster, but then that's what they did for Mickey's Runaway Railway, where the Great Movie Ride is.
So is that going to be a roller coaster, Tara? Do you know?
It's a trackless ride, the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway. Yeah, so it's like the Rise of the Resistance with the trackless carts, and there's like screens everywhere. So I mean, I guess, so it's like a coaster in a way. It's like a train, and then it all detaches, I believe. Okay. And then it goes all over the place. So that the trackless rides are like the new thing, and they've done it overseas, and that they're making their way here. So that's what they're doing with Ratatouille. Ratatouille is coming to Epcot in France, and that's also a trackless ride, I believe. So that's the news.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough anytime they replace anything, because there's somebody out there that has emotional ties to every ride and attraction there. So, but it's the nature of the park. They're always changing it. You just got to accept it and move on, I guess.
Well, there was that, Mrs. LK, do you remember Horizons? Have you ever heard of Horizons? What was it?
I've heard of it.
I don't know exactly what it was, but there was this like fan base for it, that when that ride or attraction went, like people snuck in there, took props and like everything. There was.
Do you remember where it was? Was it in Epcot?
Where was it?
It was I believe it was where Mission Space is now. And it was I think it was like a look at the future, the typical
I'm sure I went.
Epcot stuff.
The first time I went, like I'm a good 15 plus years older than both of you. The first time I went was like the year Epcot opened.
Oh wow.
Like 1983, I think, was my first trip to Disney.
That's awesome.
And, yeah, but so Epcot, like it was all the original stuff. Like I remember sitting in the Universe of Energy before the Ellen version.
Oh wow.
And it was just like this, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this here? It makes no sense. And it was so, and I remember my parents, like, because we were the family that we could only afford to go like every few years. And, you know, so we waited for like all of me and all of my siblings were like, you know, the right age. We were old enough to get enough out of it. And then, so we went to Epcot, and I remember we had to go to every freaking country. At the time, I know Morocco didn't exist, so they were like, it was just the beginning. Like they were still opening up countries, but I remember we had to go and sit in every like the movie in China. You know, like I was, you know, like 7 years old, and I'm like, what? Like I was like falling asleep, and but now I can appreciate it more.
Right. Did you see Barbie and Ken? Like, didn't they went or they took a tour around Epcot a few times? Like they had these weird parades.
Disney had a license with Mattel, I think, does Barbie, where you could meet her in the park.
Toy Story stuff, maybe?
No, it was just like Barbie around the world, I guess. And she had this big pink limousine that she drove around World Showcase.
Oh, I never saw that. Did you see it?
No. I've seen stuff on YouTube about it, but
But yeah, going back to the Horizons thing, you know, there's always going to be a fan base for, you know, one attraction. And I guess for Christian, that's what his is. Mine would be Spaceship Earth or Rock and Roller Coaster, Pirates, all that. And luckily, if we are still able to go this year, Spaceship Earth was supposed to be closed for refurbishment, but they're keeping it open because the park's been closed for so long. So, and I guess I think they were planning on changing the narrator from Judi Dench to someone else. I don't remember the name of the rumors, but
wasn't it James Corden was the rumor?
Oh God, wasn't it also Neil Patrick Harris?
I don't know.
Well,
I didn't hear anything about it, honestly.
Well,
any word on what they're doing in that refurbishment? Because I did hear it's going to take like 2 years.
Yeah, I think they're getting rid of the pictures and that whole section, and I'm sure they're modernizing the future portion of it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Outside of that, I don't know. Pretty hush hush on the details.
So, what are the other like news stories?
Well, you mentioned that we are going at the end of July, and this week they announced that Disneyland is postponing their opening. And the next day, Walt Disney World said we fully plan to open when we initially said we were going to, and I guess the governor is not stopping them from opening. So it's up to Disney. It's up to Disney World right now if they want to open or not, and it looks like they are from what they're saying so far.
So they're supposed to open what, July
11th and 15th? I think two of the parks, the 11th to the 15th, and I mean, as you, because I don't do the reservation stuff, so both of you have experienced.
I didn't get through it yet. I got so frustrated. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, I wonder if Disneyland people have made their reservations and now they can't, or I don't know if that was ever a thing for them versus with us, we're able to do so that kind of makes it seem like it'll still be on or still be open at that time. I think it's just going to be a weird experience for sure. Yeah. It's like all stripped down. I mean, for those who haven't experienced Disney like we have, it's a bummer, I'm sure, for them. Or, I mean, I've seen a lot of people, you know, cancel their vacations this year and plan to go next year if anything will be changed as far as their protocols go.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I just can't imagine, even though assuming they're open when we're there, like we'll probably go, but like the limitations, what is it? One park per day.
One park per day.
Must have a reservation. And then you have to wear a mask. I mean, granted, you get your temperature taken, all that. That's not a big deal. But wearing a mask in Orlando in August like, you know, my son is 4. Like, I just can't imagine, like, what is that hell going to be like, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the cast members are kind of, you know, using their platforms to petition the opening right now because they know people don't follow the rules. And they know that there's going to be a ton of people that aren't going to wear the masks. because they can only do so much. I don't know if they're enforcing it or if it's more of a guideline. But yeah, the cast members don't want them to open in July.
That's interesting because they're not getting paid anymore, right?
Right, they were furloughed,
Yeah.
but some of them are going back to work, I guess. But yeah, I don't understand unless they're just happy with their unemployment. I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I mean, in the meantime, when we were there last year, there was Tron being built, Guardians of the Galaxy being built. So I think those were still being worked on during the break. I'm not sure. And then Cinderella's Castle got a makeover too. So I think it's like pink-ish.
Which was the other piece of news I wanted to get to, because I think they finished it.
I'm stealing your thunder.
So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's the top of it's pink. The bottom is still the gray, so it looks kind of weird. But then it's got a nice gold trim, and all the spires are dark blue, so it looks really nice.
Is the reason just to give it a different look, or are they doing some sort of celebration?
Yeah, it's the 50th anniversary next year, so they wanted to repaint it. But now it looks just like Disneyland's castle, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's not distinct anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing can top Shanghai though. Shanghai has a killer castle. I think that's the biggest one. Who knows if we'll ever go there after all this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just an interesting time, and as things start to reopen with all these phases, and it's just a new normal that we'll have to adjust to. I mean, as far as being loaded into coasters and rides, do you just sit with your party? Wait times might be longer because you can't load full capacity.
Right. Well, I think the park capacity is going to be limited too. That's part of the point of the reservation system, right? So hopefully
they can figure. It'll just be like the after party situation where there's limited people in there. Anyway, it might just be like that. But I can see it's frustrating probably for the workers as well as us. I mean, I get that this isn't a typical thing that we need to go through or we have gone through. So I'm wondering how it'll work out. But I mean, I think Christian, he was telling me that they're rebranding their whole system of like reservations in the park tickets, right? Or something like that.
They've essentially, they did not bring the fast pass system back. So that makes me think, are they going to overhaul it completely? Because it's kind of broken right now. I mean, the fast pass line is sometimes longer than standby, and because it's longer, it slows down standby. So I know this park reservation system is in effect until next September. So maybe then, maybe then they'll roll out a new fast pass system, and maybe they'll keep the parks system. I hope not, but who knows?
Oh my God. Remember the days when you went up to the kiosk and got your paper fast pass?
Oh yeah.
Those
you just had to wake up at the crack of dawn and run to your ride and get the paper fast pass.
And then go back.
So I've done the Rise of the Resistance. That has a new system.
Yeah.
That one was really stressful.
Yeah.
So like,
well, that one you had to get there at the open of the park, right? To get a spot in line.
You had to be inside the park gates. Your whole party had to be inside the park gates at opening. So like when I got there maybe 30 minutes before the park actually opened, and they let you in. So there's like droves of people funneling in. I just sat at like a cafe and just waited. It was just me. This was my solo trip. It was the best trip ever. But anyway, it was right before they shut down. I went in late February, so it was kind of cool. Anyway, but yeah, so you're sitting and waiting, and over the loudspeaker, they're like, Rise of the Resistance, the fast pass goes live in 10 minutes or whatever. And it was like, it just makes it even more stressful. And like every 5 minutes they do it, and then they do it every minute. And then finally it's like, now it's live, and you're on your phone, and you've got to go into the My Disney Experience app. You have to select everybody that's in your party. They all have to be in the park with you. Thankfully, it was just me. Right. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And I got board and group 26 or something. And they only guarantee through 20 will get on the ride that day. I'm like, oh fuck.
Wow.
You know, yeah. But I figured I'll come back tomorrow. I'll do it again. And
Right.
and I felt so bad because there was a family right in front of me, a family of 4. So the mother had to go and choose everybody in the app, and they got waitlisted. I was like, well, you can come back tomorrow. She's like, oh, we're leaving. I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But the app was pretty cool. So like throughout the day, it would tell me which boarding group was being loaded.
Yeah.
And then it would give me, I want to say about an hour before it got to mine, it gave me like a different kind of notification, like, hey, you should head back to the park now. And then I ended up getting on by, I don't know, I think it was like 1 or 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It was cool, and it was cool because like they scan. I want to say it was maybe like a QR code I think they just scanned your bracelet because it was tied to the thing.
Yeah.
And you just walk right in. And that one though was better than the fast pass experience you both were describing. Like it was like so well planned out because anybody that gets on the ride is only fast pass. So it was a lot smoother. Yeah, and I pretty much went right on, but it was a long line to get there, like a long journey to get there. But it was good.
So the ride itself was awesome. We've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I was chatting with Christian about that before. Like I watched too many YouTube videos. So like I was super excited about it, but I think it misset my expectations. It was cool. It was like no other ride they've done before.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers, but I think you probably know they're like live actors in it. So that was kind of cool. And they did not break character. Like they were pretty good. I thought there were some things with like they have some videos in it that I thought could have been done better. They were just very 2D. I thought, like, come on, with all the time and money on this, you can't do 3D like projections. Like I just thought it could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it was still cool. There were some things that I don't even know how they did it, but overall it was good. I will go again, but for all like the rigmarole, I don't know that I'll be disappointed if I don't get on, you know?
Right. Yeah. When we went in August, we just did the annual pass preview for Galaxy's Edge. So we just went on the Millennium Falcon, which
was cool.
Well, we were both gunners, and his parents were like,
nobody knew what they were doing.
Right. So like, you're
So-
trying to do your job and then look at the view. And I don't know. It was just like mission space, but less.
Yeah. I think the best job is the pilot because I think it can change the experience.
For sure.
Yeah. But my 4-year-old always wants to be the pilot. So it's like, yeah, just go.
Like you just do it. You two kind of relax.
And I'm like beep, 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 pushing my whatever buttons.
But I'm hoping that we're able to go just because one, we've been, it's already almost July and we haven't really done much other than, the live show that's coming up in Madawaska. I mean, the only things that we've done are, Kirk related, which
There's
is
nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it's cool that, we all might be there together actually.
Yeah. So, we might end up just meeting at like Disney Springs because who knows, we're actually going to the park or
you'll be.
Are you guys going tomorrow for the rally?
No.
I have work, so
yeah.
Can't make it.
Yeah. I already have plans too, but we'll me and Sako, of course.
Cool.
And then quarantine for 14 days when we're going to Disney later.
Right. Are you staying overnight in Saco or are you going up and back?
I'll just go back because he's working the next day. And
actually going up Friday night and staying with one of your friends.
Yeah, we're going to Brattleboro, Vermont, which is kind of out of the way, but not really. We're just staying at my friend's new place, and then in the morning we'll drive over because I think they said they're going to open really early, like in the afternoon, 2 o'clock or something, so we can just have breakfast at my friend's, head over, and then hang out with everybody, which will be really awesome.
Yeah,
so,
we're looking forward to it.
I know. But yeah, is there any other Disney related news that you want to share or anything?
Not really.
I mean, we just like lightning round that. So
we did. I mean, we could probably go into a dozen more things.
I know the 2 people that are watching.
They opened the mini golf courses today.
Oh, they did.
I don't know.
I've never been to. Is it Fantasia Gardens? Is that the one?
Yeah,
I've never been.
Didn't we do that one last year?
Yes.
We did the winter and summer one, right?
Yeah,
done that one too.
At Blizzard Beach. Fantasia's tough. It's a tough course.
It's
for mini golf.
Tough mini golf course, really. Is it elaborate, like with moving things and stuff?
Yeah, but I think there were one or two things that broke that weren't working.
Yeah, some things weren't working.
But then it's when you hear Phantasmic in the background. So
yeah,
so you're on the course and you're just like
no live shows now. No
They're
live
not doing any live
fireworks.
Shows?
Nope.
That's all part of the pandemic.
And the hours for Magic Kingdom Online said 9 to 7. So I don't know if they're closing at 7 every day now, or I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that on the reservation system. It's very limited. What about the water parks? Are they opening at all? I don't think I saw anything about that.
I can't imagine they would open those.
Yeah, with all the chlorine, though?
No? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen anything about them.
Yeah.
What a mess. Well, we're lucky that we've been able to experience things the way we have the past several years.
True. And at least even, let's assume we do get to go in August. I think it'll certainly be memorable.
Oh, yeah. I was there when the
best case scenario, there's no one there and you can just get on anything at any point.
Yeah. Yeah, it won't be overcrowded, which is something to look forward to.
We'll make the best
but also,
of it.
Cases are spiking in Florida, and I know I read a couple of weeks ago that somebody at the T-Rex restaurant tested positive.
No,
yeah,
I like that place.
So
great.
Yeah. So, are you thinking at all about not going given the increase of cases?
Oh yeah, because that's why Disneyland delayed it. So I don't know why they wouldn't do it in Florida.
But if they don't delay, would you delay for your own safety? Like we're having that debate right now.
No, I wouldn't delay because I need to go buy some Splash Mountain merchandise before they get rid of it.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say Legos, but probably that too.
No.
Right? Oh.
No.
I want to buy a Kate Spade Mickey bag. So that's my purchase that I want. But yeah, there's I don't know. It's a mess. I guess we'll see. I want to go, but I'm just being selfish. I should care more about my safety.
I mean, like I look at the cases every day, and then what is it? It was like over 5,000 the last couple of days, like each day.
I mean, there's going to be another wave of it in the fall, possibly. Like until there is a vaccine or some form of,
which is another year away, maybe.
Right. So it's like, I don't know. The part of me is like, yeah, I should be safe, and then the other part of me is like, YOLO, like life's too short.
Well, also,
get it.
My parents who go with us, they're very much in the risk zone for getting it. So I have been thinking about, telling my mom, cancel the reservations. All week, but we'll play it by ear.
I don't think she'll listen. She'll be like, I want to go.
Are you both flying down?
Yeah.
Any concerns with that?
No.
Yeah, that's probably safer than we're driving, but it's just because we go for a long period of time.
I've done that once, but I've never driven with him down there. I know he's done it in the past too, but
it's an adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But it sucks because this is the first trip where like I paid everything with plane points and like annual pass. And of course the first trip that I might not be able to go on, everything's paid for. So
yeah, well I'm sure they'll give you a credit.
Oh yeah, they do, and the points don't expire, but it's just something looked forward to. All right, so we have to wrap up. All the 2 people, thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Bye guys. Nice talking.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Good night.